Good morning to you all. Everyone gathered here, and perhaps some that are connecting with us from a distance, wherever they may be, whenever that might be. For those who are new, my name is Bill Spangle, and Sopa Heron, Dora DeCourcy joining me here, associate teachers, and we'll do our regular Sunday morning meditation with our irregular comments, always something new and different. But always headed in the same direction. For those who are new, I can say we'll sit for about 50 minutes altogether, but you needn't worry. If you need to move, you can move at any time, but also there are official moments to move too, so they're actually good opportunities to just take a break. One of the greatest gifts that we can give to others is just the gift of space. The gift of a time when we're not hoping or expecting something. A time when we're truly just present in a very simple way. Of course, to find this, the ability to offer this gift, we have to find it in ourselves. And this is one of the ways that we can easily see that the practice of calm abiding, cultivating the ability for the mind to come to rest, how this is intimately connected with our capacity to be present, compassionate, engaged with others. Each time we begin practice, it's helpful if we review in our minds what we're up to, what our motivation is, what we are going to rely on in order to go deeper in our path to uncover our pure nature, deeper in our path to be a profound, positive influence. It's helpful to turn our minds towards any examples that deeply inspire us of individuals who have manifested these qualities. Though we've not met the Buddha, we can hold the Buddha through the example of the Buddha's life story as one who has gone to the root of confusion and become free of all the patterns that produce suffering. Free of all the patterns that produce suffering. That may seem like a very tall order. And it may be that we can't quite even imagine that from where we are. So I think it's just fine if we look for examples of inspiration that we can directly relate to in terms of our own lives, where we are now. So turning our attention in this direction, thinking about how we can rely on these inspiring examples, how these inspiring examples can open our hearts. So we can begin with the prayer of refuge, holding that part, but we also keep in mind that we're never alone at a deep level. So whatever it is that we do has impacts on others, has impacts on the environment, has impacts on the whole of phenomena. And with a deep wish that we might actually uncover something step by step that allows us to be the gift that we would wish to be. So we can begin with this brief prayer to remind ourselves to look deeper and to open our hearts wider.
Until the summit of enlightenment is reached, I and all beings go for refuge to the sources of true refuge. I will now practice the absorption of calm abiding in order to release all beings from their particular suffering and establish them in lasting peace and happiness. Until the summit of enlightenment is reached, I and all beings go for refuge to the sources of true refuge. I will now practice the absorption of calm abiding in order to release all beings from their particular suffering and establish them in lasting peace and happiness. Until the summit of enlightenment is reached, I and all beings go for refuge to the sources of true refuge. I will now practice the absorption of calm abiding in order to release all beings from their particular suffering and establish them in lasting peace and happiness.
Well, we may read or hear stories about beings who experienced a dramatic moment of liberation, as though a light switch was turned on and simply remained on. For the rest of us, the most of us, spacious freedom unfolds in a very incremental way. It can be so incremental that we might not notice it. We might even give more importance to the moments when the spaciousness and freedom does not arise. But in any case, it's possible, if we allow the mind to settle, for deeper and deeper degrees of spaciousness and freedom to arise in the mind. This will be a gift not only to ourselves, but to all that we come in contact with, directly or indirectly. To move in the direction of this deep, spacious place, this deep peace, it's necessary to find a way to let go of all the momentum of the mind. It's very easy to want to let go of unpleasant things that arise in the mind. It's much harder to let go of the things that arise in the mind that seem very energetic, very positive. Energetic and positive, yet not allowing for the profound spaciousness to be found. There are many methods within calm abiding to approach this. Some so profoundly simple that we can't really see how to do it unless we've had a lot of experience. But I encourage anyone who's had those instructions to cultivate that practice now or any other time. For most of us, we need some assistance to find the deep simplicity. assistance of finding out some aspect of our experience as it unfolds to settle the attention on. Settle the attention in a vivid and relaxed way. Vivid so that we can really see, come into direct contact with the experience. And relaxed so we can settle and open and go deeper. For those who are just beginning, perhaps a simple way to start is to find the experience of the breath coming and going. It's possible to find that experience in the midst of all else that arises. We will drift off, fall back into the complications and momentum of our stories. But when we do, we just begin again fresh. Discovering the experience of the breath flowing. And allowing the awareness to relax into it.
this virtue may I quickly realize Mahamudra and establish all beings without exception in this state.
Good morning again. It's nice to see both faces that I haven't seen in a long time, and also faces that I see all the time, and faces that I haven't seen before. This is what we do. We come together and we create a place for practice. So thank you all for joining in that. I have an opportunity to have a bit of tea, and perhaps there's some other random snacks there too. A couple of reminders before that. I doubt this, I can never keep track of second and fourth. You're very good at second and fourth Thursday counting. And I think, yeah.
Not today.
Not today. But you can at least say that probably we're not having mind training on Thanksgiving, and probably
No,
it's after
we
that.
won't do that. Yeah. We will have mind training again. Is this on? Whatever the second Thursday is in December. Will there be a fourth one in after that? I don't know.
Okay.
I don't have a calendar in my head.
All right. Well, you work on that.
Yeah. Anyone is invited, though, to our mind training group, which is fun and challenging. And we have a really interesting core of people that come regularly. And it's all about making the Dharma work in your difficult circumstances of your life. So feel free to drop in. Or talk to me or Tim Campbell about what we're reading.
And what's it? Well, yeah, we'll get there. We're just kind of going through things. Just checking things off. Before we get to Zopa's retreat on taking and sending, for those of us who are self-identified as young adults, there is on the first Friday of December, there is a gathering. You can talk to Heather here about that. And on a quarterly basis, one of us teachers shows up to see what's going on. At least we'll see what's going on. Maybe we'll answer some questions. But this time it's my turn, so I'm looking forward to that. And that's at what time? 7 to 9. 7 to 9. December 1st, right here. Yeah, don't cruise on into December thinking that the first Friday is going to still be coming, because you'll have missed it if you don't make it on the first. Then on Friday and Saturday, Zopa will lead a retreat, a non-residential retreat here on the practice of taking and sending, one of the more profound ways to challenge ourselves in terms of what it means to cultivate compassion, what it means to cultivate wisdom. So I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, me too. December 8th and 9th. And you can register now online. It would be best if you can attend both days, but we know some people may not be able to. So if you can only come one day, email me, and we'll chat over how to do that. But it won't be a retreat where you can come and go during the day. At least come for a whole day, preferably both days. and it will be interesting and fun, and we'll learn a lot.
And this year, our annual Bodhisattva celebration will be Saturday, December 16th from 2:30 to 4:30 in the afternoon. And it's time when we can come together and share stories about bodhisattvas we know, bodhisattvas we've heard about or read about, stories that inspire us or we found inspiring. And there's always some, the kids are a big part of this, so there's usually something that they do as part of this program, which is always interesting to find out what it will be. And if you have some time to help set up for that, Mary right there is the person to talk to. In the past, she has risked life and limb. Yeah. Literally, she fell off a ladder or something like that. Well, so you now I hope I've made you feel appropriately guilty for passing up one idea of helping to decorate for things, because it's very yes, yeah. Mary is banned from ladders.
We don't plan to repeat that one.
No, we're not going to repeat that part. Yeah, I would say I could say my first bodhisattva story is about Mary's dedication to this, in spite of the risks involved. So it's fun, and very decorative too. So you can talk to her. Yeah.
We're new home, so we're kind of revising how we do things a little bit. And one more thing, if I can announce after that.
Mm-hmm.
Should I have the microphone, or?
Yes.
This sort of pertains to maybe some people here. On December 2nd at 11 in the morning, we're going to have a little get-together for parents or interested adults. Right now, it's primarily focused on kids, say 10, 11 or under. As we get ready to hopefully start our children's program in January, we're also hoping to have some childcare for the little kids. So, again, any parents or interested adults are invited. It'll be about an hour and a half at the most, we think. If you have questions about that, please let me know. And thank you ahead of time for anybody who wants to be involved.
Thanks, Mary. For those who don't know, everybody who knows is thinking, oh, it's probably just going to happen just like always. The New Year's retreat, a calm abiding New Year's retreat with Lama Michael over the day, New Year's Eve day and New Year's Day, culminating in refuge ceremony at 4 o'clock on New Year's. So for those who are interested in taking refuge, that's a great opportunity. It comes around regularly. Other times are less predictable. So that's a good time. And that's also a come as you are retreat. You can come. It's good to do always good to participate fully in all retreats. And sometimes we say you really shouldn't come if you can't really swing that. But this is not one of those cases. So now, have tea as you are. And Solidra, do you want to introduce some folks?
Yes. John is here today, and he's been here at...
That's the other
John next to you. He's been at our previous, not old, KCC building, but he's back again. So welcome.
All right.
welcome.
All right. Okay.
Thanks.
So, and if any of you haven't had a chance to say hello to any of us, or you just want to take the opportunity to talk to one of us teachers right now, please feel free during tea. And enjoy tea, and we'll be back shortly for some discussion. Thank you. What? Oh, and there are blankets here and there. So